Now, without further ado, please help me welcome ACUC's very own President and CEO, Renee Sattywhite.
Well, thank you, thank you, thank you. Look at all you people. I need to see you. Put yourselves on. Let's show your faces, show your faces. We are here to let you know what we've got going on for AACUC in 2025. So happy New Year. And we're going to get started very quickly because it is MLK weekend and payday Friday. And I know you guys want to get out. So let's get it done. Let's get it going, get it going, get it going. Danya, we're going to start with you.
All right, sounds good. Let's go.
Okay, let's do it. So, can you share why the annual conference continues to be the conference to attend?
Yeah, absolutely. And hello, everyone. It's good to see you. Thanks for joining us today. The annual conference is one of our signature events, and attendees can expect the usual from a conference. Learning, networking, a break from your regular workday. But what we consistently hear from our members is that at an AACUC conference, what sets it apart is being in a room with countless people who either look like you or share the same values as you, and without the need to have to code switch or just ultimately be able to be yourself, your true authentic self. And so when I reflect on last year, 2024, we were in Las Vegas and we were able to carve out some special AACUC moments. But this year we are back in full AACUC fashion, essentially for us, by us. And in fact, our theme for 2025 is not like us. We're bold, mindful, and brave. So you can imagine how that theme will be woven throughout that conference experience. So just a couple more things about that conference, Miss Renee. It will be July 21st through 24th in Alpharetta, Georgia, so outside of Atlanta. And our attendees can really expect more of the same, but even better. And this year, we'll be celebrating the Maurice R. Smith DEI Leadership Awards. So registration will open very soon. So everyone just be on the lookout for that information.
Now, Danya, it's because I know you so well. Please tell the people who you are.
Sure thing. Hi, everyone. I have the opportunity to serve AACUC as your Chief Experience Officer. I've been with the organization as a team member. We were just talking about this, 3 years, and as a volunteer, 2 years or 3 years before that. So I'm very grateful for my time with AACUC.
Oh, thank you for that. Okay, I've heard it said that AACC gives people their flowers. How do they do that and why?
Yeah, so when we say we give people our flowers, at AACUC, it's really important to us to recognize not only the known industry leaders, but also maybe the lesser known industry leaders who have consistently put in the work to make our credit union really what it is, more diverse and inclusive. They've helped provide financial access and capital to communities of color. They've closed the racial wealth gap. And so some of these individuals have storied legacies and maybe have even retired from the movement, but others are actually up and coming young professionals. And so when we say we give them their flowers, it's typically meaning while they still can celebrate and receive them, right? I think about the former Hughes CEO, our beloved John Pembroke, and just a phenomenal man, friend of AACUC and many. And he was inducted into the African American Credit Union Hall of Fame. It was actually my first Hall of Fame, and that was during the pandemic of all times. And unfortunately, we lost him shortly thereafter. And so, even still, there are opportunities where AACUC continues to give flowers to those who have been influential and we've just lost too soon. We never forsake the opportunity to recognize them posthumously. I think about the Hall of Fame that's coming up in less than a month, about a month and a half at GAC, where we'll honor Tony Black, another beloved member of our AACUC community and volunteer CEO, community champion, as well as Barbara Leonard, who was Unitas Community Credit Union's first female board chair. So fortunately, in those situations, while they may not be with us, their families are going to be able to join us. So we will honor and celebrate their memories. So all in all, AACUC hosts several opportunities to recognize and celebrate individuals. I mentioned Hall of Fame. Two that alternate every other year are the Maurice R. Smith DEI Leadership Awards, like I mentioned. We'll host that this year at our annual conference. last year at our annual conference, we held the Peak Career Lifetime Achievement Awards. And another recurring biennial award is the CTC, or Commitment to Change Young Professional Leadership Award, celebrating our young professionals, so those under 40, who are bold, mindful, and brave. So we have a little bit of everything for everyone. And again, want to put a spotlight on those who are making our credit union movement that much stronger and sustainable.
So I'm going to brag on you just a little bit. You came aboard from Suncoast and brought big, hairy, audacious goals for us to fulfill in membership. And so that, along with that, was getting this software called Growth Zone, where you have totally overhauled how we do stuff. Want to talk a little bit about that?
Sure, I'd be happy to. Someone once told me they were handed a flash drive and a laptop when they joined an organization. So in that spirit, we had the foundation and some tools, but in order to elevate the member experience, provide operational efficiencies if you want to be nerdy like me, or mostly a better member experience, whether that's in person or online, we did implement a software. Internally, it's called Growth Zone. It's a membership association platform, but externally, you will probably have heard us talk about it. It's called the Info Hub. As a member, that is one of the privileges and opportunities where it's a member exclusive platform where you are able to log in, manage your membership. So you can always get your invoices and make payments on time, but more importantly, connect with other members. So much so that a recent study shared people join nonprofits for learning, so professional development, but they stay for community. And that's something that we are enhancing in this first quarter is the community aspect of the Info Hub. So bringing a more social media type feel, being able to direct message members, and also just being more involved with your local regional chapter of AACUC. So lots of opportunities just to shore up that experience.
Okay. Along those lines, people join organizations for many reasons. What trends are you seeing as reasons why people join AACUC?
Yes, so the overwhelming reason why people are joining AACUC is to be part of something greater. So as with any 501c3 membership-based organization, there are the tangibles. There's professional development, so being able to upskill. There are events, so being able to network. There are the things that you would expect, discounts on events and registrations. But going back to those intangibles, again, being in a community of like-minded individuals, really devoting themselves to either grow individually or trying to make an impact in their credit union, organization, or community to make our space more inclusive. That really is the most compelling reason. There are others, but what we're hearing is that's the most compelling reason is to be a part of something greater.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Let's see. And what's the best way to get to know other members?
Yes, there are quite a few. I would say to get to know other members, one is to show up and participate in programs. You'll hear more about our programs later, but the beautiful thing about our programs is that many of them offer opportunities for projects and being able to pair up with people. So you're not just getting on a Zoom, maybe showing your face or not, you're really connecting with other people. So get involved in a program. There are ways to volunteer. And when you're able to volunteer in a nonprofit, you can sharpen your teeth, I think that's the phrase, in a safe space, right? And then take those transferable skills into the workplace where hopefully you'll get promotion and sponsorship, mentorship. So I would say get involved as a volunteer. That could be with your regional chapter, as a chapter officer, or even as a national board member. Our board is volunteer based. So there's opportunities to volunteer even at events. And then lastly, I would say to get involved with your chapter, get involved with your regional chapter. And like I mentioned, when we debut this new community experience online, there will be opportunities for each person to share thought leadership, to, like I said, direct message people, and really feel more plugged into the organization. But as with any organization, you get out of it what you put into it. So I hope that everyone on the call can see there are opportunities for you to put into AACUC, and together we'll have a beautifully woven tapestry of the AACUC experience.
Ooh, I like how you said that, ma'am. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, wrapping it up with you. How can someone who's watching this session have their organization or themselves become a member?
Sure. So let me clarify. So membership is open to anyone and everyone. You don't have to work at a credit union. You don't even have to be African American. We are an inclusive organization. So every hue, every organization, every background, stage of life is welcome to be a member. And you can be a member as an individual, or you can be a member as an organization. You can join the organization and complete your membership application, easy peasy online. You should know that as an individual and as an organization, our membership year is now between January 1st through December 31st. And that allows us to have more consistent calendar type year for programming and making that member experience more like cyclical, if you will. As an organization, if you join as a credit union or a business, up to 100 of your team members get access as a member. So that's a way to offer a nice employee benefit, especially for those that may be new to the credit union space or just really trying to network beyond your organization. And then, of course, if you want to level up and support the organization as maybe a super member, super membership looks like corporate partnership or industry partnership. So thank you to our corporate partners who are on the call today. They help sustain the operations of the organization. They pledge a multi-year commitment. They get additional members. So beyond the 100, it scales all the way up to unlimited. And so they, again, also get some corporate recognition and some exclusive benefits as well. So regardless of where you are as an organization or an individual, membership is available to you. Our industry partners are new this year. They provide in-kind services to AACUC or discounted services to AACUC members. So I hope that anyone that is not a member decides to join, because the earlier you join in the year, the more you'll be able to get out of your member experience this year.
Awesome. I'm going to tell this funny story about you and I. So Danya comes over and she's going to overhaul everything. And we were only giving credit union organizations 3 members. Then we got up to 25 members. She was wiped all out. She says, no, we want everybody to be a member of AACUC. So she fought for these credit unions to have more members. So Danya, thank you for your leadership. We truly appreciate you.
My pleasure. Same to you. Thank you, Ms. Renee, for making it possible.
Okay. All righty. All righty. Next up is Trayvon Allen. Mr. Allen, can you please tell everybody what you do here for AACUC?
Yes, ma'am. So I have the pleasure of serving as the Operations and Internship Program Manager for AACUC.
Okay. What is the AACC Reaching Toward the Future internship program? What is it?
Yes, so the Reaching Toward the Future internship programs connect talented students with opportunities in the credit union industry. It offers hands-on experience, networking, and helps develop skills to prepare future leaders to drive the industry forward. We're seeking students majoring in business, finance, accounting, marketing, and computer science with a minimum C+ average.
Okay. Why is C+ average?
Just establishing that baseline, you know, everyone isn't going to go to school and have straight A's and B's. So I feel as though we all deserve an opportunity and a chance to thrive.
I'm going to tell you the real reason. It's because I was a C+ student. That's why. Hubert, Bert, and I were all C+ students. And when we were running the internship program, we decided those A+ students, they don't need no help. They're going to get an internship. It's a C+ students that need the help. So I love that part. I love it. Trey, how did you get involved with AACUC?
It's funny you asked that. My mother, with over 20 years of credit union experience, she introduced me to the AACUC in 2016. As a high school sophomore, I attended my first AACUC conference in Raleigh, North Carolina, and I secured an internship at that time. And it was just you, Miss Renee, and of course Sandy Green that was helping out. And trust me, they had me working hard. I was kind of nervous being so young at that time, and I really didn't know what I was doing. But this experience motivated me to stay connected with AACUC throughout my college career. And after graduating, I was offered a full-time position, and leading this program has been fulfilling and a full circle moment for me. You never know where opportunities like this may take you.
So the program, you were an intern, you did some work for a credit union. How was that experience for you?
It was wonderful. It was eye-opening. It helped me with my customer service skills. It was just different. This program also helps interns develop valuable skills through mentorship, experience in financial services, project management, customer service, and exposure to industry trends, preparing them for successful careers. When I took part of the program, I was placed at Treasury Department Federal Credit Union, and the fundamental skills I learned there has helped me in my career today.
I would say so. You do pretty good for me. Let's see. Now, how can the credit unions benefit from participating in the internship program?
Tremendously. Credit unions benefit by gaining new perspectives, cultivating future leaders, and building a talent pipeline of students to choose from, while showcasing their commitment to diversity, to the credit union industry. This could also help alleviate some of the time that is needed to train new employees by having a recurring intern.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Several of our interns have been reoccurring at different credit unions. And so once you learn it the first time, you come back on your breaks and all that. Did you do that too?
Yes, so, did it once, but me being in band, it was kind of hard. So I just tried to make the best of it.
Okay. All right. And then the last question for you, Trey, is what are you most proud of about AACC? Or what would you want to share to tell the people about how you've working with AACC, being an intern, coming from that, and now graduating college and then being part of our workforce? What is that like for you?
Hmm. I would say I'm most proud of being the only male on the AACUC staff.
Okay.
Learning from under the mentorship of incredible women, it's just it just shows that you don't always, as a male, you don't always have to have a male to help you grow. And so, truly, I just want to say thank you to all of you. You helped me grow a lot. And just their guidance and the valuable industry exposure, it's just been transformative for me. So I'm thankful and grateful for this opportunity.
Well, thank you, Trey. I appreciate you. Very good. All righty. Next up is Espy. Go, Trey. Miss Espy,
Yes.
it's you and me, girl.
Awesome. Hello,
Right.
everybody.
So can you tell everybody who you are?
Yes, so I'm SB Poblano. I am happy to say that I serve as your program's training manager. And I also do a little bit of our comms, so social media newsletter, IT, you name it, I will figure it out for you.
All right. Thanks, SB. Can you share some insights on the program's plan for this year?
Yes, so as usual, we have our amazing programs that are about to start. Registration for all of them, almost all of them, are open already. So board ready training, if you are wanting to learn a little bit more of the 501c3 nonprofit world, how to be a board member, an effective board member at that. We also have our DEI Leadership Academy, the AACUC DEI Leadership Academy for Financial Professionals, which I am excited.
Certified.
Yes, I was gonna say, I'm excited to share that we finally got our trademark in, so it is more than a certificate program. So I'm excited that that will start up as well. Our mentorship program has also opened officially for registration, and that one will kick off in April. And then, of course, our Rosemary Brinkley C-Level Leadership Program. Now, on top of those programs that you are all familiar with and you love, we also have an amazing 8x8 manager program that the lovely Lasagna Berry is doing through McPherson Berry, and we will be releasing more information on that program here soon. So keep an eye out for it. We have quite a few amazing leadership development opportunities for all of you.
Awesome. Thank you there. In what ways will the upcoming programs address the evolving needs of our audience?
So we take into consideration a lot of the feedback. After every single session, we usually will send out a survey to see what your thoughts are, as well as keeping up with industry trends. Now, we know that DEI might change a little bit this next 4 years. So we are currently doing our research, making sure that we are mindful of the states that might be impacted heavily, and still be able to continue to do the work, even if that means changing a little bit of the vernacular that we use to keep in line with whatever changes are coming down. So just know that we are still here. we are still working on it, and we're going to continue to evolve the program as times change.
Thank you, ma'am. Now, these programs have been running for a long time. What's been the biggest success, and how are you building on the momentum for the future?
My goodness. The biggest success will honestly be hearing the stories of all of our alumni. There's a few of you on the call. I always say if you have questions, ask our alumni. They've shared the success stories that they've had, how it's helped them feel more comfortable approaching certain situations. I mean, even I myself will share that I've gone through all of our programs. I know how they work. And just from the 501c3 board ready, I decided to take the leap and apply to be a board member for my son's school board. And I wasn't scared. I started and I'm like, I know what I'm doing. I might have some questions because obviously it's my first time, but you can do it. You can just go through it, learn, and then jump for it. And we're here to be your forever resource. So if you feel, hey, I need to learn a little bit more about this, talk to me about it. Let's figure it out and let's create something that's going to continue to evolve with you and continue to help you grow.
Okay. How do you ensure your programs remain relevant and continue to meet the needs of your audience, especially as trends and preferences evolve?
We do evolve. We all change. We're always hopefully getting better. And I say hopefully because, we have our down days. Honestly, it just goes back to listening to what you say. I love to network with all of you. I love to sit there and listen to what issues your credit unions are facing, and figure out what we can do. A lot of you might not know this, but I usually bring these topics up to Ms. Renee, to the team, and say, look, I'm listening. This is what I'm hearing. What is it that we can do? And sometimes it doesn't look like a program. It might look like a little blurb on our newsletter or a social media campaign that might address it. So just know that we are listening. We want to hear from you. This is what we're here for.
So SB, this question wasn't on your list, and so I'm going to throw it out there. But because it's about learning and sharing, and that's what you do so well, you recently went on a learning and share trip in Kenya. In 2 minutes or less, tell us about that.
Life-changing. That is the best way that I can describe it. It was life-changing from being able to see how our credit union system work outside of the United States, being able to talk to other credit union professionals and what they're facing, and also to be the voice for young professionals. I think I was one of the youngest on the trip, so being able to give that YP perspective was amazing, but also being able to sit in the space with a lot of these executives and listen to their journeys, to all of the hardships that they faced, how they overcame those, and how they got to where they are today is probably one of the biggest takeaways that I have. And Miss Renee, I thank you for it because you bring me into those spaces. You ask those questions around us, and it's so that we can lean in and listen and make those connections. And honestly, if you ever have the opportunity, please take advantage of those learning opportunities. Please ask those questions and be present to those conversations because you're going to build some lifelong relationships, even if there's an age gap or a generational gap. At that point in time, it doesn't matter because they're really wanting to pour into you.
So SB, you helped Trey get his stuff together to be a GAC crasher. He was selected. So we want to thank Filene and Courtney Angeli for seeing how great Trey is. You've been a crasher. That's how you met me, right? LaTanya's been a crasher and Trey's been a crasher. So I'm going to expect a little write-up about that because, that's a pretty big deal.
Yes, we will definitely do a write-up about that. And I, again, encourage, if you haven't done so yet, look up some crasher opportunities. They are absolutely amazing. And I can't wait to hear from Trey because I know every year it's changed from LaTanya to myself to John Cassidy's year. So I look forward to hearing from Trey and seeing how 2025 crasher experience is.
All right, very good. Thank you, SB. I appreciate you. All righty, last but not least, it is Miss Denise.
Hi, Renee. How are you? Hello,
I'm
everyone.
doing great. I'm doing great. You want to tell him, Lila, you want to tell him who you are before I tell him what I call you?
Well, I know she calls me a retired person, but I'm working like an American slave, so I'm not retired. But I am a senior advisor with emphasis on the word senior. I've been doing this for 42 years. I calculated that today. So only 6 years at AACUC, but I'm so glad to be here with all of you today. And I've been here since 2020, so I guess it's going on 5 years.
Yeah. And Denise and I have known each other from a prior life. And she's just been this phenomenal executive who has led nonprofit organizations, especially in the finance space. And so when we had the opportunity to work with her, especially during the pandemic, it was really a blessing for the organization. Along with that, I call it Denise is very, very humble about her pedigree. And some of that pedigree is undergrad at Stanford and master's at Stanford as well. So she has some big ideas, and she comes to me with fintech ideas and other ideas, and I'm like, oh no, I'm the pilot queen. Okay, we can do a pilot, but I want to talk about the big thing that you've done for AACUC, which is the Future Fund. So what is the purpose of the AACUC Future Fund, Denise?
So first of all, I want to give a shout out to kind of present and past board chairs because they were working with Renee long before I got here on something like the Future Fund. First it was Adrian, then it was Larry, then it was Maurice, now it's Whitney. And they said, hey, we've got to do something to ensure the sustainability of the organization. So I get a lot of the emails and things from the office of the CEO. And so we started to knit together a few things. And then just through outreach, people who were some of our Hall of Fame award winners had opportunities. And then I had an opportunity to work with NCB and True Stage and ALM First. And I said, here's what the board is looking for. They're looking for sustainability. And so I would say the purpose of the Future Fund is to create that future ongoing sustainability, to create that legacy. And every last 5 board chairs have been asking for this. And so finally, Renee and I put our boots on and came up with this version of the Future Fund. And really has, I would say, 3 purposes in terms of being able to ensure that sustainability through creating an operating reserve, fund our current programs. But really, the exciting piece that I see is it extends our reach into the credit union movement, and it extends our reach into the communities that they serve. So Renee's had a lot of pilots, but we didn't have the funding to scale those pilots. And so some of the more successful pilots now we're going to be able to scale. And so that extending our reach, I think for me is the most exciting aspect of the Future Fund. For the board members, I'm sure it's the sustainability, but growing some of these pilot programs, I think is very exciting.
Great. Thank you, Denise. So what kind of programs does the Future Fund support, and what will we be scaling?
So we're going to be able to scale the, our professional development programs that SB was talking about and the internships that Trey was talking about. That's the main pillar. That's our traditional pillar. But we also have our small credit union solutions and sustainability initiatives that we're working on with a bunch of industry partners. And then our wealth building and community impact programs that work with credit unions and with nonprofits, so more outwardly facing. So if you think about our membership operations, that really leans into the members and their education, our events, and our advocacy. Whereas the Future Fund allows us to do more movement-wide and community impact work.
Okay, all right. What is Generation Boost? What is it going to do for credit unions?
So Generation Boost is one of the pilots that we've been working on. We were partnered with the American College of Financial Services and GreenPath Financial Wellness to really look at some of the ways that we could go upstream and focus on sort of that 18 to 34 cohort. Don't wait till people are 40 or 50 years old to start talking about wealth building because they miss the compound value of money if they start too late. And I actually got the idea when Renee had invited my son to be in a youth wealth building class and so through AACUC. And so now that he's 18, and we were really looking at young adults and how we could impact young adults, because in the youth programs, yes, they have youth accounts, but to really motivate young adults to get started earlier on that journey. So what we're going to be doing for credit unions, Kelly Holloway, one of our consultants and one of our chapter officers, is working with a company called Squire on a digital curriculum. It's going to help credit unions by providing them with a companion piece that goes along with their existing financial literacy. Most financial literacy doesn't really talk about wealth building. It just talks about basic budgeting. So we want to have a companion piece, a digital curriculum that's free to credit unions, free to their members, that they can use to access this wealth building, the wealth building mindset, the wealth building journey. That's what it's going to be called. It's going to launch in the March, April timeframe. Kelly will be rolling out to credit unions. I'll be rolling it out to some of our nonprofit partners. But I think the other piece that's very important about it that it does is it's going to help credit unions communicate better with the 18 to 34 demographic. And that's a demographic where credit unions are lagging far behind. So it's more young adult focused, a young adult focused program.
Great. That's what we need. That's what our credit unions need, because our memberships are getting older, like you and I. Okay. What types of strategic partnerships are in place for the Future Fund programs?
Well, I don't want to leave anybody out, so I'm going to take a quick look here. I want to be able to just say that, first of all, we've had a long-standing partnership with AACUC and the AACUC Community Development Foundation. And so that's going to be growing over time as part of the Future Fund.
Okay.
And then, we've mentioned that one of our newest collaborations is with Robert Smith's Southern Communities Initiative. We'll be doing a pilot with them. We've been doing some technical assistance and mentoring with them because they've worked with CDFIs. Now they want to work with credit unions. And so they want AACUC to be their industry collaborator. But we also work with a number of our vendor partners. I will just point out that Ariba Advisors, CU Collaborate, Plexity is helping with some of our technical assistance. And obviously, Navy Federal has really leaned in a big way, wants to be involved in the Future Fund programs. So not just as a funder, investor, but actually working with us on programs. And TrueStage has been a partner. Again, not just an investor, but wants to work with us on programs. They're involved in some of the Wealthy Generation Boost pilot programs we're evaluating. I know Renee has asked TrueStage to look at some of the executive compensation issues for the Small Credit Union Sustainability Summit. So we get in-kind, we get cash, we get investment income, but people are really leaning into the programs because they believe in the work we're doing.
Thank you. This is not a question that was on your list, but I'm going to ask it anyway because I know you can answer it. The Small Credit Union Summit, which is going to be held April 2nd through the 4th. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, it's a symposium.
Oh,
and
sorry.
Well, it's a solution summit. That's what it's called, because it's not an educational summit. We've done many educational summits in the past where we invite credit unions. We're inviting credit unions, small credit union CEOs, to be on what I would call a jury. We will present papers, and our investigators will present papers, but it's a working summit. So it's not an educational summit, it's a working summit to find greater solutions for sustainability. And some of these working groups will be launched in the March timeframe before the summit. And we'll also have some webinars that are open to all AACUC members. But the venue we have is very small for the Solution Summit, and it really is a roll up your sleeves working session. So that's closed to the public. It's really for the investigators to present their papers. And then our jury, think of it like a Shark Tank. It's a Shark Tank for vendors. And they, and so if you've seen Shark Tank, or maybe a better example is American Idol, we have lots of papers coming in, but not everybody's going to Hollywood.
Okay, all right. And the last question I have for you, Denise, is who are some of the nonprofit community partners?
So Climb USA in Madison, Wisconsin, that's a youth financial program that at the time CUNA Mutual Group had introduced us to. And we've done a lot of work with them, particularly their summer stock market exchange experience that they do for young adults. I would say the Association for Black Economic Power in Minnesota, they're the ones who founded Arise Community Credit Union. And we're also helping them with their Financial Empowerment Center. We are working with the oldest Black chamber in the United States on some capacity building things, and they're about to celebrate their 100th year anniversary. And I think there's one more that I wanted to mention here. Look, give me just 1 second. I think that's pretty much it. I think that once we get Generation Boost ready, that's when we'll have a big push, particularly in the Atlanta region where we have more boots on the ground with nonprofits. There's a lot of really great nonprofits kind of focused on West Atlanta that we want to work with. So I'd like to get the Generation Boost rolled out, and then we'll be able to touch more people.
Okay. Well, thank you, Denise. I appreciate your time today. That looks like all of the questions that I have for all of you. And so what I'd like to do is say, one, thank you. Any of my corporate partners that are on this call, please, thank you for all that you do. Without your dollars and in-kind contributions and just great support, we would not be here. I certainly wouldn't be sitting in this seat. So thank you to our volunteers who are fearless volunteers who continue to show up for us whenever we ask them. So thank you. And John Cassidy, I see you. You always show up. I appreciate you. I really, really do. Our fearless leader, Whitney Anderson, is here. And so I just love to be able to just have an opportunity to say thank you. We had a staff meeting on Wednesday, and I was able to tell my staff, my superstar staff, how grateful that I am for all the hard work that they do. As Danya mentioned earlier at the top of the call, when I came back to AACUC 10 years ago, I got a laptop and a flash drive, and what we call it now a starter log. And what this staff has done is amazing and tremendous. The board of directors of AACUC and this superstar staff, we are purged. We are positioned to be a $25 million organization in 3 years. I believe it's going to come. So having said all of that, it is Martin Luther King's weekend. It is time for us to go celebrate and have a good time. You all, we're going to give you back your time, about 27 minutes. So take those 27 minutes and have a good one. And we'll see you at the next CTC call.